Floyd's Mayhem Garage here. Kind of getting ahead of myself, but we are working on the grill tonight. So got some done. Let's take a look at it. Well, GoPro died. So, went ahead and charged it for a little bit. I've been working, but what I got done in the time lapse there, I did just to the other side. So, tacked this side on, tacked this side on, and so we are looking pretty good here. So, let me see if I can stand this up. Kind of take a look at it from this angle here. You can kind of see the direction I'm going in here, and it's starting to look pretty good. So biggest thing is got to work on these ends now. Actually, let me stand this back up. So got a piece of paper here and just wrapped it around each side and taped it, and so this gives me a basic idea. So looking at it here, should be basically relatively flat this way, but you can see since it's an angle this way, it's not straight here, nor angled off kind of this way, so the curves are funny, but I want it to end up curving this direction. So, wrapped the paper over and taped it. So I think what I can do now is tape it from, mark it from the inside, and then I can pull it off, and that'll give me a really rough idea of kind of what shape this needs, and then I can lay that flat. I should be able to make that out of one piece of metal. And of course, I had an old duster hood. Actually, I think this was, this was a duster. Duster hood. It was a project that I had bought and ended up parting out. And this thing was in bare metal and rusty when I got it, and it, of course, had outside and was even rustier. So it was not perfect. Had some holes drilled in it. Had some rust. Quite a bit of body filler on it. But had quite a few wild dings in it. So, but nice big flat pieces. Been using this for my sheet metal. So yeah, my homemade or custom grill I'm making for my charger still Mopar. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think I can get these ends marked, and we'll go from there. Get this laid out and kind of get an idea of what the flats look like. Okay, so got that marked. And so I ended up marking inside and outside here. So that gives me pretty much an idea. Right down the middle of this is where I want to fall. So that way when I'm in the inside edge, it'll give me kind of the same as this, where, you know, it was, what was it, 3 inches overall, and so I did 2.5 or whatever this ended up being, so that it lands on the top side of the metal. I want to do that with the same one here. So basically this is now my template to make a piece of metal. The only thing that's kind of goofy is the ends here. I should almost use a longer piece of metal and I can continue this, but these pieces are here already anyway. So it gives me a really good idea though. But if you can look at this, you can see the section running off, and pretty much we can just picture where it needs to go. So I can go ahead and make these longer anyways, since I've got the rough shape and idea. And then I should be able to I imagine there's going to be quite a bit of trimming with the flopper disc, but I think I can make this one piece and bend it around, and it'll fit on the inside edge here, and I can match it up to these and weld it together. So let's see what I can do. Yeah, I think I'll probably actually end up cutting this out and just using that as a template for my metal on here. Probably going to be the easier way to do it. Yeah, I think let's do that. Well, still not done, but a heck of a lot further. I am quite happy with how this side came out. It looks good. And then, of course, you know, these sides. Gotta finish up that side still, but top here looks good as well. Yeah, this thing's looking pretty darn sharp. So I'm really happy with how this edge came out. Or this, you know, corner or end, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't entirely sure how to do that. I kind of figured it was going to be, you know, 3 or 4 pieces or 5 or whatever. I kind of figured I'd have to make it out of several pieces, but I was kind of brainstorming how to do that, and that piece of paper chip worked really well on the outside, and then I marked it on the inside. That was really easy to wrap around it, gave me my kind of lines I needed, and then marking it, that worked really well. So, and it was just a little oversized like I thought it was. I trimmed up some edges, had to trim up in here quite a bit, and boom, that's done. Check it out. So, been working on it, welded it up. My original plan with this was I didn't want to weld up the whole thing. That was just going to be far too much welding and time and grinding. Plus, you know, it's supposed to be kind of ratty look. You know, it's supposed to not be perfect, basically. So, kind of welded everything up. Got all the spot welds, or, you know, everything spot welded and ground down and sanded. So and I have a couple of different color ideas for this thing, but I think for now I just want to do black, get it all painted. I think the semi-flat. It doesn't really need to be glossy, just out of a rattle can, and get it all one color at least. And I'm thinking maybe I was originally kind of thinking doing single color, but I might two-tone it, make it look a little bit more original. Might do the center black and the outside kind of a darker gray, whereas originally I was kind of going to do the whole thing dark gray, but I think that might look good as long as the grill doesn't like disappear too much with the black. If it's, you know, visually there enough, I'll probably leave it. Otherwise, that's kind of why I was wanting to do this grill portion in a gray, kind of along with the rest of it. I don't know. I can play with it at least, but my GoPro is dying. So let me throw it on the charger while I paint this, and then we will get back to this. Alright. Grill's painted. Just a rattle can semi-flat black. So, parts of it are still a little wet, a little glossy, but it's got that good kind of just sheen to it. So, kind of just went over everything. Just wanted to kind of, weatherproof it, I guess. Keep it from rusting. Ideally, kind of with my car, I wouldn't mind if this actually rusted a little bit. So, you know, it would actually give it kind of a cool look. Kind of go along with the rest of the car. That's kind of be the whole idea of this kind of ratty, just kind of junkyard vibe. Even though it's going to be a freaking race car. So, but, got it painted just black. I'm going to let this dry up. We're pretty late here. So, I think this is going to finish up just for tonight. I think I'm going to go in. But, I think this video, I'll start again in the morning because I want to paint this. So, once I let this dry, like I said, I think I'm going to leave the grill black. Should look pretty good. Make it look kind of like an original. The original 68s, all the vertical lines were painted silver, but 69s, they painted the whole center just black, and just the perimeters were gray. So I think I'm going to do that same thing, go perimeter. And then I was thinking, might be a little excessive, might not. I'll probably just end up doing it just the one color. But I was thinking of kind of masking off the edge and painting this silver to give it kind of the trim look, but now we're getting kind of excessive. There's nothing in the center. That's not really what it's supposed to be anyway. So I think I'm just going to paint gray, mask off the grill, and leave it at that, and it should look pretty good. So, yeah. And I'm actually, now that this is black and looking at it, you kind of step back. It's probably really hard to see on camera here. But in person, this looks awesome, because just at a glance, or, you know, a couple feet away, this looks absolutely awesome. It's like, you know, looks like a perfect grill, even though, You know, the grill center's different, but it looks awesome. And then the thing that I'm really excited about is because I opted not to weld the whole thing up, all the weld marks are still there, so you now get closer to it. And in person, you know, because I do plan on taking this to car shows, I want people to look at it. You know, in person, you'll be able to look at it and see all the weld marks and realize, wow, this is a, you know, handmade or fabricated grill. You know, it's not an original. And so that's going to be pretty cool. Should go, like I said, I think it'll go along nicely with this car, because this whole thing's going to be just a, I don't want to say a disaster or butchered or pieced together. No, because that's still not really right. I mean, it's going to be a cool car, but it's not traditional. How's that? Not a traditional, you know, restoration by any means. It's a 68 Charger with a custom metal grill going on to a, you know, Port City race cars frame. 383 Mopar for now. I'm sure that'll change at some point. But it's just, it's so just ridiculous at the same time. But yeah, I need to get this car finished. So I really want to see how this grill looks on the front end of that. So, and of course, you know, down the road, when I actually get to mounting this, I'm going to have to grind some spots off so I can actually weld to it. And, because I got to figure out a way to mount this into the headlight bucket assembly. Dixie! Kitten running by. Not much of a kitten anymore. But anyway. Yeah. So I think that'll finish up tonight. I guess I will see you in the morning.